Hey guys, Pulse here. Welcome back to another Pokemon Masters video, and today we're gonna go over all the moves and stats and all that stuff for all the new characters that are coming soon into the game. Which I guess, I mean, they come at different times, but they're coming from. I think the earliest one is like next week, and then the latest of these I think is at the end of January. So I guess. These just are the characters from, I guess, next week to the end of January. So, first of all, the biggest mystery of who is Solgaleo's sync pair partner has been solved. It is, it's you, it's me, it's all of us. It's the main character. I know, a little bit disappointing. I know a lot of people are probably disappointed by this fact, but don't worry. Solgaleo is so incredibly good, it's going to make that fact irrelevant. People won't think too much about it afterwards. But I guess we do have to kind of address this. I know a lot of people were hoping that either Lily would get Solgaleo or Sun slash Elio, whatever you want to call him, would get Solgaleo. So it's folks have been saying it's either one of those, but unfortunately it's the main character. And looks like the main character can get legendaries, which I think is pretty cool, and some people think it's pretty dumb. So I don't know. It depends. It's all subjective, right? Although I kind of wish that if the main character were to get a legendary, it would they would get a legendary that isn't really associated with any other trainer, just so so those legendaries that aren't associated with other trainers generally can actually have a sync pair partner, like something like, I don't know, Heatran, or I guess Heatran is sort of have relations like Regigigas maybe, like Mesprit. I don't know, why am I just using Gen 4 legendaries as examples? I guess they most of them don't really have too many relationships with other trainers in games, I guess. Darkrai maybe. Shaman, throwing out Gen 4 legendary names. But yeah, I kind of wished it was for legendaries that really didn't have too much relationships with any other trainers in the game. Unlike Solgaleo, which kind of has a relationship with both Sun or Elio or Lily, right? So, anyways, I still think Lily might come. It's the Lily for sure is coming to the game, but it's probably not going to be Solgaleo. Could be Lunala, it could be, just Nebby, Cosmog, right? Or just could be some random Alolan Pokemon that's not legendary. But anyways, moving on. So, let's go over Solgaleo then. Solgaleo it's pretty good. It's super, super hype. Honestly, Solgaleo might be one of the best strikers in the game. I wouldn't say it's the best. It's probably not the best, but it's definitely one of the best. Okay, so let's go over this. So it's a steel type, that's confirmed. It's not psychic, it's not psychic steel. It's just steel only. And it's weak to ground, which makes sense. I guess it's coming around. It's coming out on the January the 1st. That's I think the same day as Garchomp's banner, right? So it's dropping with Garchomp, which I guess makes sense. Because why not? Because, well, Garchomp's ground type, and then, you could use Garchomp to beat Solgaleo, hopefully, right? Dropping same time as Garchomp, January the 1st, New Year's Day at, 10 o'clock in the evening, Pacific time. So there's that, and let's go over its stats. So HP, 529, physical attack, 369, defense, 156, special attack 315, resistance 150, speed 259. So just looking at its stats, it has really, really good stats, right? So in terms of its physical attack, is it as good as Sceptile? Yeah, it's actually better than Sceptile. Physical damage is better than Sceptile, even higher than Mewtwo, even though Mewtwo's, again, not a physical attack, but Mewtwo still, for some reason, has a really high physical stat. It's better than Mewtwo, better than Sceptile, better than Emboar, I believe, as well. Slightly lower than Mega Beedrill and Toucannon and Mega Lucario. So, it's between Mega Beedrill and Mewtwo, right? Which is a really, really good stat. It's probably I'm pretty sure it's like top 10. Is it top 5? No, I think it's like 6th or 7th or something around those lines. But really, really good physical damage stat. Bulk's not really that great, but then again, it doesn't matter. You're not a support anyways. It's mainly supports that have the bulk stat, right? Supports are the ones who need it. Strikers don't really need it as much. Speed's not the greatest. There's nothing too much to talk about the speed there. As for its special attack, which Solgaleo actually needs, because Solgaleo actually has a special attack move, as well as a physical attack. Most sync pairs, they're usually, or strikers, most strikers are usually either physical attacks. It's either a physical attacker or a special attacker. Rarely do you have both physical and specials, like Sceptile, right, which is a fantastic physical and special striker. Solgaleo is another one of those, so you got physical and special, and special stat's really good as well. Obviously not as good as its physical stat for like obvious reasons. It's 315. That's just a bit higher than Alolan Raichu, which is pretty nice, right? And lower than Infernape, Gengar, and all those folks. So that's a decent stat to have for your special attack. And again, it's not the best in the game, but it's not like absolutely terrible. Like it could definitely be better, the special attack. But then again, you're mainly, I guess, going to use that physical stat for. I mean, it really depends. Some fights you got to use this, physical. Sometimes some fights you got to use special. So moving on to its moves. So your first move, Metal Claw, it's steel, physical, small chance of gaining attack, +1 attack. Power 21, accuracy 95, cost 1 bar. It's just a low bar move just to get unity going, right? Your second move, Sunsteel Strike. That's Solgaleo's signature move, right? This one is steel, physical again. Ignores passive skills that would reduce the damage of this attack. Ignores passive skills that would protect the target against critical hits. Opponents cannot endure this attack. 100 power, 100 accuracy, 3 bars. This is a pretty strong move. So basically, your opponent, you can't use like passive skills to block this thing. You can't endure it. You can't whatever. You can't, protect yourself from crits against this move. And Solgaleo does have. Actually, I don't think has plus crit, but if you run a plus crit support, that would obviously help. But yeah, it's a pretty strong move. 3 bars. The power's not the greatest, but then again, Solgaleo's base power is already really, really good. So that's not a problem. And also, it is 100% accuracy. Keep that in mind. That's pretty important as well. You don't want, like a Lycanroc situation when you don't use Hard as Diamonds, right? If you use Hard as Diamonds, you're hitting that thing, right? Or like a Fraligator situation, right? Like super, super high power, but you just can't hit anything like 25% of the time or whatever. So it is 100% accuracy, 100 power. So really, really solid move here. Sunsteel Strike. Your third move, Bright as the Sun. It's a status move, drastically raises user's attack, a special attack, and accuracy. It does cost 3 bars, but do keep in mind you're getting +3 on attack, special attack, and accuracy, right? So you're getting +3, and accuracy will be useful, as we'll see a bit later. 2 uses, which is enough, plus 2 uses, you'll get to +6, which is max, right? So again, the cost bar thing kind of hurts, but I guess it's not the biggest steal in the world if you got like speed support. If you run Rosa and Delbird with a Solgaleo, it's unstoppable. So moving on to your fourth move, and here's where the special attack comes in handy. You have Focus Blast. So Focus Blast, it's obviously a special move, has a small chance of lowering this target's special defense. 142 power, only 70% accuracy though, and 3 bars, and targets only 1 opponent. So here's where I guess Focus Blast comes into play, is after you use the other move. What was it called again? The Bright as the Sun, which raises your accuracy drastically. So then Focus Blast is going to hit 100% of the time. And you also get, +3 special attack, which helps as well. So obviously that's going to help. Focus Blast, it's probably mostly going to be used for type coverage, right? And remember, it is a 3v3 fight, so you do have the I guess the advantage of not having to switch out sync pairs, so you don't lose your buffs or whatever. your stat boosts when you switch out. So you know, if you're facing something that's weak, but on the team they also have something that's weak too. Something that's weak to steel, and on the team they also have something that's weak to fighting. So you don't have to switch. You don't have to switch it out. You could just go for, you know, your bright as the sun, and then that gets you your accuracy, gets you your, you know, attack and special attack boosts, and well, that helps. And also, I guess against neutral enemies, you get to choose between if you want to use a special attack or physical attack, depending on, you know, if the opponent's special attack stat is higher, or if they're, or not special attack, special defense stat is higher, or their physical defense stat is higher, right? So there's that as well. Sync move, Shining, Friendship, Sun Rays, Smash. It's a steel type move, physical, 100 or 250 power. Doesn't really do anything but like a lot of damage. And here is where Solgaleo gets absolutely busted. Solgaleo has Impervious. Impervious is probably one of the best passives in the game. Stats cannot be lowered. That's what Impervious does, for those who don't know. So the reason why Impervious is so good in this game, so incredibly good, is because of how sync moves work, right? So in this game, when your enemy uses a sync move, it neutralizes all your buffs. So all the buffs that you've used before, that, you know, your supports have used and all that stuff on you, are all gone, unfortunately. But with Impervious, you keep all those stats. Also, you can't get hazed or whatever, you know, if you ever fight a Cryogonal, which, you know, you could fight a Cryogonal, you know, they're around. There's a course for that, right? Training course. But that's besides the point. You know, it's mainly for, you know, sync move. So you could bring Solgaleo in, like, even late into a battle where, like, your opponent just killed your Pokemon and they're about to sync move, and you could just start buffing. You don't have to worry about, oh, I need to get like a physical or not physical, like a damaging move out there before I die or whatever, or before it, you know, it sync moves, so it resets my stats. But no, you could just go ahead and just, you know, buff your stats, no problem, as long as you, well, don't get one shot by that sync move, and that helps as well. And with this Impervious, like, you could actually bring like some special defense or you know, defense buffers depending on what you're facing, right? You know, so when that sync move comes as well, you know, you won't get hurt as much by it. And also, you know, some, you know, regen moves, regen supports would help Solgaleo as well. And obviously you would need crit. But yeah, overall, Impervious is what makes Solgaleo extremely good. So another thing that we do have to talk about is your max stats at 5 stars. So your max 5 is Solgaleo stats. And we have to talk about this because, again, Solgaleo is a free-to-play sync pair. You will get all the, you know, potential boosts and all that stuff, the sync pair boosts, you know, the dupes for Solgaleo. You will have a chance to max it out, so for free, right? It's a free-to-play sync pair. It might take a while, but, you know, it's possible, right? So when you max it out, the HP is 629, physical attack is 409, defense 196, special attack 355, resistance 190, speed 299. So that's pretty crazy. 409. 409 physical attack. That's higher than Lycanroc. That's higher than Olivia and Lycanroc, not boosted, right? At max level, not boosted. It's higher than Olivia and Lycanroc. And that's something, eh? That's something. And by the way, these stats are all 120. And also, one quick note before I, you know, continue to go, and before I forget about this, I am sending out or uploading videos on all of these sync pairs. We'll go through them all. Garchomp, Lance, Cynthia. I don't know why I said Cynthia and then Garchomp. You know, Lance, Dragonite, Cynthia, Garchomp, Leaf, Eevee, and Ethan / Typhlosion. I'll have those videos out throughout the day, so subscribe to the channel if you want to get all those. So that's cool. Notification bells and all that to get there as soon as possible. But anyways, moving on. So yeah, really great stats. 409. That's that's gonna be the second highest physical damage stat in the whole game, like right under Mega Pinsir, and, you know, higher than Olivia and Lycanroc, higher than, you know, Mega Lucario, higher than Garchomp, higher than all of them. So it's a free-to-play sync pair, and it's pretty stupid. I like stupid in a good way, not like dumb or whatever. Well, dumb in a good way as well. But it's really good. And And that's our first Steel Striker in the whole game as well. So, you know, got to get that type coverage covered as well. So, yeah, that's pretty good. And as for its special attack, it's what? 355. 355 is okay. Obviously, it's a jump. It's probably top 10, I'd say, 355. It's around there, right? Yeah, it's probably top 10 when you get to 355 against unboosted St. Pairs, obviously. So, again, that's going to help a lot, especially with the fact that it's free to play, and you could just, you know, boost his potential and all that stuff. So, anyways, again, all in all, Solgaleo and your main character, solid Sync Pair, extremely good. I think, right? Really good damage. Your first steel physical striker, and another, I guess, or I wouldn't say another. Are there any special fighting Sync Pairs in this game at all? Usually, a lot of fightings are physical, right? And you know, even discounting that, you know, it's another fighting type Sync Pair. We don't have a 5-star fighting Sync Pair yet, right? So that's gonna help as well. So, anyways. Let me know what you guys think about Solgaleo and the main character in the comments down below. This is our main character's third Sync Pair Pokemon. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like and enjoy this video, subscribe to your channel for all these like upcoming, you know, Pokemon Master videos and stuff. You know, all the other stats and movesets for Cynthia, Ethan, Leaf, and Lance and all that. So you catch that as soon as possible. And again, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one.